Hello everyone, welcome to my bold and the beautiful news channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers uncover that Taylor Hayes will convey a curve to Edge Forrester when she educates him concerning her cardiovascular breakdown. In the wake of seeing Taylor's breakdown, Edge will at last inspire her to spill that she's withering, basically as per the specialist she visited in Europe. Losing Taylor is the last thing Edge needs to contemplate, so he'll demand she really wants to accumulate more data. Edge will feel like a subsequent assessment is generally smart, particularly after how things worked out with Eric Forrester. Eric was given no expectation, however. At that point, John Finn Finnegan came through with an astounding new convention that made a huge difference. Yet again, on account of Finn's life-saving treatment, Eric has returned to his old self and flourishing. Edge might call attention to that to Taylor and propose it could resolve like that for her as well. Even better, Edge will be confident that perhaps there's some mix-up and Taylor really has a sickness that isn't all that bleak. B&B spoilers for the 7-day stretch of September 30 October foreclose that Edge might end up being correct. After Taylor talks with Dr. Effortlessness Buckingham and lets her run a few tests, it seems as though she'll be shocked by the outcomes. Taylor will scrutinize her finding, so that makes it sound like she's getting another one. Dr. Elegance Buckingham might believe Taylor's past specialist missed the point entirely and propose she's really got something undeniably more reasonable. Taylor has been working under the supposition that the end is close, yet Dr. Buckingham might make an expectation about her living a long, blissful life in the event that she follows clinical orders. In spite of the fact that Taylor will battle to truly understand Dr. Buckingham's updates, she may ultimately accept her new doc is correct. Dr. Buckingham is a brilliant cardiologist who truly knows a great deal, so Taylor actually needs to pay attention to her view here. The inquiry is, how will Taylor manage this new data? Might Taylor at some point remain quiet about that news and allow Edge to accept she's actually blurring quick? Taylor might understand she's out of nowhere getting a huge amount of consideration from her ex. Edge will be hovering over Taylor and causing her to feel treasured once more, so Taylor probably shouldn't lose that inclination. Will Taylor trick Edge into believing she's actually passing on and pull him closer for some time? Taylor could conclude her supernatural occurrence fix can come later and simply center around winning Edge back meanwhile. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Taylor could depend on a few extraordinary actions to take Brooke Logan's man, so remain tuned. The bold and the beautiful spoilers uncover that Sheila Sharp has a propensity for embedding herself in circumstances where she isn't wanted. Sheila is the sort of character who can spring up and create problems all of a sudden, so she could join the Taylor Hayes show soon. Right now, Lee Finnegan is the one in particular who understands what Taylor is really confronting. Albeit Lee is staying quiet about Taylor's cardiovascular breakdown and dismal viewpoint, this mystery is bound to spill. Sooner or later, it's not difficult to envision Lee and Taylor having one more contention about what's ideal. Lee would rather not push too hard, yet she's truly trusting that Taylor will adjust her perspective while telling the truth and tolerating her family's help. In any case, Taylor can't stand the prospect of troubling her friends and family with such weighty information, essentially not until she's nearer to the end. There'll come when Taylor will have no real option except to admit, however she needs to say things typical as far as might be feasible. Perhaps Lee could take Taylor out somewhere else at Il Giardino and attempt to talk her into a full admission at any rate. Lee could try and demand this is setting her in an abnormal situation since she's concealing something that influences John Finn Finnegan's better half profoundly. Taylor and Lee could accept Sheila has the 3-day weekend, yet she could really wind up snooping around the bend. All things considered, Sheila has done it previously, like when she heard the report about Expectation Logan's affections for Finn. Presently, B&B could up the ante and allow Sheila to listen in on a considerably greater mystery. Imagine a scenario where Shayla finds Taylor's heart condition and discovers that she will lose her life as a result of it. Shayla could conclude that Lee is being a terrible mother for concealing something so enormous from Finn. Maybe Shayla could run directly to Finn's office and let him know what Lee will not, mostly to demonstrate she's the better mother as far as she could tell. Obviously, it's likewise conceivable Shayla will conclude she can win over Steffy Forrester by coming clean with her. Perhaps Shayla could attempt to demonstrate she thinks often about Steffy by telling the truth, regardless of whether she's for the most part attempting to intrigue Finn. Shayla could contend that Steffy has the right to understand what's happening as Taylor's caring girl. Regardless, our expectations hint that Shayla could ruin things in the end, so stay with us for refreshes on how she could respond to Taylor's stunner. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Shayla may be sufficiently silly to figure she can make up for that protective shortcoming for Steffy whenever Taylor's gone. Shayla might decide that Lee is being a bad mom for hiding something so massive from Finn. Perhaps Shayla could run straight to Finn's office and tell him what Lee won't, partly to prove she's the better mother in her own mind. Of course, it's also possible Shayla will decide she can score points with Steffy Forrester by telling her the truth. Maybe Shayla could try to prove she cares about Steffy by coming clean, even if she's mostly just trying to impress Finn. Shayla could argue that Steffy deserves to know what's going on as Taylor's loving daughter. Whatever the case, our predictions hint that Shayla could make a mess of things eventually, so stick with us for updates on how she might react to Taylor's shocker. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Shayla might be delusional enough to think she can fill that motherly void for Steffy once Taylor's gone. Shayla could conclude that Lee is being a terrible mother for concealing something so enormous from Finn. Maybe Shayla could run directly to Finn's office and let him know what Lee will not, mostly to demonstrate she's the better mother as far as she could tell. Obviously, it's likewise conceivable Shayla will conclude she can win over Steffy Forrester by coming clean with her. Perhaps Shayla could attempt to demonstrate she thinks often about Steffy by telling the truth, regardless of whether she's for the most part attempting to intrigue Finn. Shayla could contend that Steffy has the right to understand what's happening as Taylor's caring girl. Regardless, our expectations hint that Shayla could ruin things in the end, so stay with us for refreshes on how she could respond to Taylor's stunner. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Shayla may be sufficiently silly to figure she can make up for that protective shortcoming for Steffy whenever Taylor's gone. Maybe Shayla could try to prove she cares about Steffy by coming clean, even if she's mostly just trying to impress Finn. Shayla could argue that Steffy deserves to know what's going on as Taylor's loving daughter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.